Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao. I hope you are doing well. Having a nice evening. We are back here with a one tip a day on wellness. This is day 18th. The spirit of this is just to give short summary or brief summary of one particular tip on wellness that people can take home and implement easily. And that way, a series of 60 tips are given. Today is the day 18th. These are done on big days only at 8 p.m. After all my work, everything is done. Even after dinner, right? I thought I will take some time and share a tip to everybody and whoever finds value in it. And also, there is a unique perspective about ancient wisdom embedded into these tips and not to rub off on anything, but give them a different perspective that could help them to live much more holistically, much more closer to the nature and cost effective and really prevent a lot of diseases and help people live well longer and also enjoy. That means they're not really um, worried well, what we call, because they look outwardly very healthy. But then, if you look at their medical history and how they are recovering from whatever chronic diseases they have, many people are coming to us sick and they remain sick after the symptomatic treatment is given. Most of them do not achieve the results because they may be dieting, they may be doing physical therapy, they may be taking rest from their work and stresses at hospital. But then after the hospital they go back to the same things that really helped them to a to more like a troubled life, right? Do not really enjoy their life. Okay, my aim is to really promote proactive wellness. That means the people take proactive steps to be well. They take personal responsibility about knowing what that is, how to do that, and that thereby they can really minimize the suffering and really save a lot of money and also a lot of what we call morbidity. Morbidity is a very sickly thing, right? When you are suffering so many diseases, whatever function loss, whatever anatomical loss that you suffer in your system, that is the morbidity. It comes out pretty nastily. Sometimes it may accelerate, and eventually people die of multi-organ failure, right? So that's why these wellness tips are provided, hoping that they will take more time to look deeper into these aspects I'm talking about. I myself enjoy that because I kind of practiced medicine, but also I had experience as a patient too. And how I recovered from that was through mixing modern medical advances that we have and also not doing the excess of that and not really succumbing to so many medications, but really living closer to the nature, understanding the some of the healing systems from the past, how they really evolved those systems. So if I look at them as a scientist without really blindly believing them or doubting them, but rather doubt them to question, to understand, to learn in a way that makes sense to me. So I studied, I inquired about the ancient wisdom, I put those things into this too. Basically, today's topic is hydrated foods. Why? Because this is a current topic. Current time is a very hot summer in many parts of the world, and we are also suffering excess heat in this country also. So in the summer, what you want to do, even regularly also, you want to consume foods that are already having hydration, right? What happens with those things is that the benefits are um, uh, uh, a list of them that you could think about, right? Um, so some of them are very basic. Everybody knows them. Obviously, it enhances the hydration, right? It is better to eat fruits that have hydration. They're very mineral rich and also nutrient rich, right? And then they support digestion, obviously. And then if you eat fruits for 72 hours, you will discover how beneficial it is. And then it improves the skin turgor. That is the it doesn't have so many wrinkles, so many problems with the skin. Okay. And it kind of obviously regulates the body temperature better. And then it also has a, quality of detoxing us, taking away the toxins from the, and then it obviously, I mentioned nutrient rich. So you want to do that. So how do you include hydrating foods into your thing is, for example, cucumbers, or celery, uh, and tomatoes, right? And yeah, watermelon is listed here, strawberries and oranges and peaches. I actually, some of my diet, I wrote it here. I enjoy all those fruit plates. Different kind of fruit plates are there, and you can even ask to find out from any nutritionist, any of the coaches that we have here. How do you do that? See, my whole thing is you can start with a salad, fruit salad, right? That is a very simple thing. And you can also make some healthy snacks involving these fruits. And smoothies, some people prefer, but a lot of diabetics may not be able to tolerate because it is high glycemic, right? So they break down into glucose very quickly, and they may not be appropriate for people who are diabetes. And then, of course, I always start the meal with a fruit, right? That is hydrated. Then uh, you can prepare a lot of bowls with it. You can put a lot of these fruits and then consume them. And of course, you can also have frozen treats of the same fruits in different ways, right? So do the balance your meals, and be mindful on the needs of our body, especially with the season and with what is available in the season. If you really confine yourself to the seasonal fruits, you have done half the battle. Okay. And then always be mindful of your needs, and then enjoy the variety of fruits that come up all the time, right? So you will be very happy with that. Okay. So hydrated foods, think about them and bring them and do that. In tropical areas, you have some fruits, like some different kind of palm trees that have very tall palm trees. They have this fruit that is fully water with that coconut, for example, and so tati they call it. There's like a tall palm tree, and they have the small fruits, but then in that three pockets will be there. In that you'll see the pocket is filled with a lot of mineral rich, thirst quenching water will be there. So consume that. That will be good for you. So this is the thing I was always advocating. Even if you take the ancient scriptural text in the Bhagavad Gita, for example, the central character, Krishna, is supposed to be the incarnate of the divine. And he tells the person what kind of diet you should take. He says, nutrient, juicy fruits. Okay. So if you can do that, that's called sattvic food. That means good variety for monks and sages, who develop a very high evolved intellect to preserve that quality of your mental acumen. They prefer this nutritious, uh, uh, really squeezy. You can they're juicy fruits. Okay, if you do them, that is a very good thing for digestion, for skin color, turgor, and really feel good about it. Because you are not hurting any animals, and you are just consuming the fruit that is to the fruit. They don't even pluck from the fruit from the tree. They used to take it whatever the fruit fell to the floor. Okay, to the ground. Okay, so that's a important thing for people to understand. Summertime, mango time. For anybody who has tasted mangoes while they were young, they crave for it and they want it. But the mangoes also have the variety that has a lot of juice in it. Okay, so my mom used to cut the fruit and then get all the juice out of that and give it to us. And we used to put it in a cup or a glass and put some sugar. If nobody needs more sugar, but it's a wonderful fruits. That variety is not available all the time. Okay, so that used to help us with the thirst of the heat. Like I grew up in India, right? In India, these fruits are there, and when we consumed them, they really helped us a lot. Okay, so remember, hydration that is needed will be supplemented by hydrating foods. That's why it's a wellness tip, because you got to really think about consuming this kind of fruit instead of really having only once in a while. So the best practice I do is, if there's a meal that we are going to eat, I always start with a fruit. Okay, in the morning also fruit salad, and afternoon fruit first, and then the meal, and then in the evening also if you eat that. Sometimes you just eat the fruit and then go to sleep. It needs some habit, some kind of you got to develop it. Otherwise, it won't be natural for you, right? So always think about these things are slow introduction. Don't switch the diet patterns suddenly. You got to give a lot of time for the system to. So the best thing would be always try to eat what you have to eat, what is good for you. And it may not be palatable, it may not be tasty, delicious, and all that. And after that is done, then go to the finish the meal with something that you relish. It may not be the best thing for your health, but still, so you instead of consuming the whole thing, you end up with a small quantity of food that you really relish. This is how I teach my patients to cheat the tongue. Otherwise, it's one of the biggest problems, the tongue, right? So a lot of people cannot control that. They need to eat what is delicious, and they make it a psychological thing, and then they develop this penchant from certain foods, and then they think, unless I eat them, I will not be happy, I will not be really surviving in the right way. And all that. There are so many misconceptions about food. There are only a lot of habits that we develop later on make us really suffer, because we are not losing the uh, you know we are losing the health, but there we are not really saving the money also, right? So always eat fruits and vegetables like a good servings, and afterward you can eat whatever you want. And don't sacrifice fruits and vegetables because you are eating some of the meat and all that. Sometimes in America also, after I think 20th century, there used to be meat and potato. That means they did not consume anything that is really. Okay, Ronald is coming. Okay, so people are used to do only meat and potatoes, which is not. Lately, they have improved. Hi, Ronald.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. It's been pouring here in the area where I live lately.
I
It's
see.
been coming down heavy.
Uh, yeah, it's very
I guess
pleasant here
some
for
of the
us. Yeah.
okay, so some of the hydrated foods I know: watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew melon.
Yeah.
And what else is that?
Or
Some
oranges,
oranges.
oranges, tomatoes, coconut, inner water, and any number of fruits have this, water in it. When you look at it, you can make it out. So, but
Yeah,
it depends upon diabetic status and all that. If you have diabetes, you don't want to consume too much of orange juice, but you can consume oranges whole, like that really that white covering. That's a very good one. Good source of protein, fiber, and also vitamins too. Yeah.
I guess apples.
Mhm. Yeah, there are so many fruits you can make it out. The moment you are looking with this idea, I want hydrated foods, then you can discover any number. Even celery has a lot of water in it.
Oh yeah.
Are the berries, different varieties of berries they have. One good thing is, Ronald, pay attention
Yeah.
to the seasonal fruits. Okay, the nature produces according to the season what should be available, because we want to encounter the season better for the plants itself. But then we are also the same, right? So we kind of want to consume them. Like, for example, all these palm trees, fruit I was describing about, they are only available in the summer. And then when you really take that water in there, your thirst is gone. They're not that much fluid, only maybe 5 ml, 10 ml, like that. But then even if you consume just that, because they conserve all these nutrients and minerals in the water, the plant. So a good tip is always pay attention to what is abundant in each season, and that is cheap also, right? You go by the
Yes.
season, what is available, and then eat that. I think that is a very good balance.
Yeah.
Hmm. So we always go for the seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables, and even my friends who grew these fruits and vegetables in their garden, they tell us this comes this season, this comes. Always they are very eager to tell us, because they take a lot of pride in growing these gardens, right? So they tell
Yes.
us what it is. So accordingly, we follow them. But generally, it has become a established habit. Like summer comes, we have mangoes. You can come up around it. So that's a kind of simple trick I follow. Eat every meal with a fruit starting first. You may not have to do so much of fruit, maybe one or half of it, and then eat what you like afterwards. And also select the seasonal fruits. When we go to the groceries, we usually go to a place where they have fresh fruits. Okay, and that's an important thing too, because these days fruit and vegetables travel a lot, right? We get is some from the other countries, and for them to preserve them, they put preservatives on the fruit. So that's why we don't want that. We want
Yeah.
neighborhood. Somebody is growing, farmers, organic farmers, and they bring it to the supermarket right away. We have this farmers market every Saturday here in our town. So we go there on Saturday morning, and they have just plucked the fruit and everything, and they brought it here within an hour maybe. So we get fresh fruit and vegetable right from the garden. So we go and take it from there. Yeah.
It's a lot better, when you see the farmers wearing overalls
Yeah.
than when they're wearing them chemical suits.
That's
On
true.
those big trucks, they spray them pesticides and fertilizer and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
Man,
Yeah. I think you know what they do to make them shine, the fruit and vegetables, even though they are coming from long distances, traveled a lot, they kind of get the shine with the chemicals, and that's not good.
no,
We have this good farm market in Chicago. So Chicago is only 90 minutes away from us. So we go there. We do a lot of different shopping. So we go to there are so many people come there because they all know that's all very fresh. So the turnover is pretty good from day to day. So whatever they bring today morning and they sell it off by evening, right? We go there and get a very nice uh, plum and really rich with juice fruits. You can make out the quality, right?
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Do you grow any fruits and vegetables around?
I have. I hang out with a draft course farmer since like '92.
Okay.
So probably close to 30 years. That guy. I got a lot of stuff from him, and he grew cherry tomatoes, and he grew a lot of other stuff, and he didn't know what to do with the cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
I said, put them in the things that you put the strawberries in.
Yeah.
And he used horse manure, which was some of the best fertilizer that you could have to help the stuff grow.
I see. Very good. Okay. So, yeah, I am very fond of quality of the foods that we eat. How we eat is very important, right? And also how we gather the food and how we prepare and all that is important. Generally, fruits, nuts, and seeds, if you can have this combination in throughout the days, little bit like that, you can palatable and tolerable. That combination is very good. The seeds and the nuts, they have so much calories packed, but they're good calories. I love those to be added on the fruit salad. And I like the nuts, like crunchiness. I like the today also I had four different set of nuts were there by my wife. I enjoyed all the nuts.
If you go to Facebook and you look at it, there's a thing. You're from Afton.
Yeah.
Well, if you scroll down to December, I put a picture on there, and there was like hundreds of people who used to buy vegetables from him that miss him.
Yeah.
And he sold vegetables there for 35 years in Afton. And he moved out where he lives now to Dickman, and he sold them till about, I don't know, 5 years or so ago. And then it's really cool. You can see a picture of me with him, but you can see a picture of him when somebody posted a picture of him when he stole his vegetables in his stands from a long time ago.
Nice. Yeah. That's good. That could be inspirational to other people, So.
Well, he had pony rides too. I made pony ride signs for him. They said pony rides $2 back in the early '90s.
Yeah.
He had a pony named Snowball.
Okay. All sorts of things are happening now because we can travel a lot, and that's why a lot of foods are really preserved in preservatives, which is not really good in so many ways. Chemicals, a lot of chemicals. We don't need them, if we need them in a certain range. But then these people cheat. They go over the excess limits, so that's why they cause so much of cancer too. So better to avoid these things as much as, or at least wash them when you take them home.
Oh, that's a long day, I guess.
Take rest and rest up very good. Eat a fruit before you rest.
Oh yeah, I ate a piece of celery and I ate some Ezekiel bread. You ever eat Ezekiel bread?
No, I don't know.
Ezekiel bread is sprouted grains.
I see. I didn't know because I don't eat bread at all because we have our own brown rice. Some of it I don't eat that also much, And also
you don't eat pan of bread. You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are not used to the bread as such, but the bread Indian made, that is kind of we like. We eat a lot of that. That bread is very good though. It is light and it is nutritious, and it goes well with the curries combination. That's why you eat that.
Do you like okra?
Yeah, that is cooked very well. Yeah, okra is very rich in iron also. So that's a good one.
Yeah. My friend, he used to grow okra
Yeah.
And he used to wear gloves because that will make your hands itch and everything else.
Oh yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like,
They have this
yeah,
smooth skin surface where there are some thorns like very very fine one hair like and they all secrete a lot of secretion. That's why it can have the real sticky stuff. If you don't wear the gloves and all that, it can really bother your hands. Yeah, sure. But then,
oh, you ever eat a strawberry right out of the field?
yeah, I did. We were in the
Because it's
strawberry
like
fields. Yeah, yeah. Very,
it
I
almost like
mean,
burns your tongue sometimes. It's so sharp. It's like
yeah,
so sweet. It's like really potent or something.
yeah,
It's
they're
like
put it. Not much, a couple of them just to taste how they were. They looked very plum, big ones, right? Not the ones
oh
that
yeah,
we get in the farmers market or all that. But then even today also, my plate is full of strawberries on the oatmeal in the morning, and I enjoyed
you
those.
know why they call
What?
strawberries strawberries?
Tell me, what is it called?
Because they lay straw underneath them, or else they'd be mudberries. The straw keeps them from sitting in the mud.
I see. Okay.
That's what
Uh,
that's what my friend told me because he's been
mm,
doing that for decades, and he's the one that told me, or else I wouldn't even know.
I see.
No,
I love strawberries because they taste very nice, and then yeah, especially the ones that are a little firm, so that you got to bite into them. I like that kind, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Any berries is good, all yeah, blueberries or this one. Any berries are pretty good. It's a superfood, Ron, the strawberry also.
Oh yeah.
Blueberries especially, I like them too.
Do they have any? Do they have any Panera Bread companies up there by you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they got a good salad that has strawberries in it.
yeah, yeah. I will have Panera Bread. We go there once in a while. But we are not like eating outside all the time. Usually, it is rare for us to eat outside deliberately. We want to eat everything homemade, home cooked. That's why,
Well,
yeah, we are used to that.
they added that mango yogurt shake or something like that there too. You might want to try that sometime. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I
that
think
is that is from India. Lassi they call it. The mango shake
Yeah, it's good.
is pretty good. Pretty heavy stuff though. It's not like a light stuff. It's a pretty heavy stuff, but tastes good.
I had one Sunday.
Yeah, especially in the heat of the India, they enjoy that drink very much. Yeah, lassi they call it. Mango lassi. My kids order that whenever we go to an Indian restaurant. They order that Indian lassi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like to you put curry in your food or like some it's kind of like mustard or something like that, right?
Yeah,
It's
these
kind of that.
curries have different herbs in it. They call them spices in one word, but each one is different, right? It's a very,
Yeah.
very healthy for your digestion and very healthy for your general well-being, because there are so many things that they do. The formula, however, is in India, they used to eat a lot of rice and little curries, right? But I reversed that. I eat more curries and little rice or bread. That way, I don't have to carry, so many calories as the rice or the wheat bread. But then I can enjoy all the vegetables, cooked vegetables. But then I prefer raw vegetables in a salad, raw fruits in a salad like that. And then occasionally I may take juiced ones, but better not to juice them up and drink because as you age also it is kind of problem. But if you want to eat the whole fruit, that's much better. That has more fiber preserved in it, and that won't increase your blood sugar right away. We call that glycemic index. That means if you take a food, how quickly it breaks down in the stomach, that depends on the glycemic index. The foods that have high glycemic index, they break down the fastest. Then the blood sugar peaks in the blood just like that, and that's not good for us.
Do you like fried onions and stuff like that, or fried vegetables?
Fried, generally we try to limit it. fried, because they take so much more oil and calories. But it is also kind of addictive, right? Once you eat a fried food, you want to eat it again. So the recommended diet is not according to only the nutrients and all that. We look at that, but there are qualities in foods. That qualities help us to control our emotions, control inner urges, and all that. So the quality I like is what's called sattvic, that is kind of calming down and giving you not much disturbance in your system, makes you peaceful and really sedate and serenity. So that is called sattvic food. So
Yeah.
the people who eat heavy stuff like a potato, big salad, or
Yeah.
big rice, then they will be very lazy and very you know laid back. They want to take it easy and all that. So it's not a good thing over that. So always pay attention to the qualities of the food. That is from ancient science of Ayurveda. So what they used to do, they used to interview a person, and based on his responses, how he thinks and what he eats and all that, they can determine what kind of quality of personality you have, like a V type, K type, P type. V is Vata, and those kind of people, they're quick to react and quick to act, and not forget their thoughts go pretty fast and all that. And so they want to balance that energy with other pitta, kapha, which are different, right? By your body shape, by how you are thinking and all that. They can gauge your score and say, okay, you have these two types of dominant. Then they look for the foods, like for example, if you do V type, onions or spices, they make you think faster and quicker, right? They don't want to have them that much. It's they balance like that. And that is a thousands of years of research. So it's not like a simple thing. It's a thousands of years of research, and it still works for majority of the people, in India.
I have one question. If you were going to fry something, like what kind of oil would you use to fry whatever you're going to fry?
Oh yeah, among the oils also there's a lot of adulteration, like a toxicity developed. So you want to not to really identify something, but olive oil is what we use.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one, Ram.
That's the virgin olive oil, right?
Yeah, yeah. But we have a scientific view of saturated, unsaturated fats and all that. Saturated we want to avoid, unsaturated we want to take. So it is written the label on the bottle. I always encourage people to read them, and understand what that notation is telling you, and accordingly you should choose it. Generally oil free preparation, like a baking, like a fresh salads with some light vinegar or something like that, all those things work very well. You notice that after you use it for a few weeks, you won't notice it right away, but if you do that, then you're functioning much better. Especially if you are into 60s and 70s, these restrictions are important.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting, and also many people don't know these things because as physicians we are not taught nutrition in medical school. I personally took interest and when learned not only American diet but also Indian diet, Chinese diet, Mexican diet, and all that. There's a American Diabetic Association, big organization near us in Rockford, Illinois, where the Mayo is there. I go there for some conferences and they invite me. Right, I come in there. They have for each meal, like a Indian uh, cuisine is there. They take a particular curry and tell you what is in there. So if you take a Mexican diet, like a taco or something, they will tell you what is the all the ingredients that are there in quantities and also what they do and all. So that is to educate people who have diabetes that they can select these diets, like what kind of oil is said, like that. They give you breakdown on all the oils. So by educating yourself like that, you can select what you want to eat, how to eat, when to eat, and all that. Important. Very important.
You like beets?
Beets, yeah, sure. They are
I
very
like
rich
those.
iron. Very rich iron, the beets.
Yeah.
But you know
My
what
friend
you
of
can
mine,
do? You can slice the beets. Yeah, slice the beets as small pieces and sprinkle them on the salad, vegetable
that's a good
salad.
idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, then you can easily eat them. But if you have to eat the whole bunch with a big bite, that's not going to be that much, probably. You know. I had a machine, what is called Vitamix. I still have that, but I don't think my wife uses that much. But I used to use that very much to prepare wholesome juices. One of them has this beets also in the resume. I mean recipe. So I used to make the juice along with a little bit of beets. The whole thing looked like a strawberry. Just a small piece of beads gave the color of pink. I mean the strawberry color, right? It's very nice to look at.
I
Then
got a
yeah, the machine is called Vitamix. At the time, it was $750 when I bought it back in '90s. It still works very well.
they have this one soda. They got an India restaurant, or no, they got a restaurant right next to a grocery store.
Mm.
I think it's called Thumbs Up or something like that. And they sell it at the grocery store and the restaurant. And it's cola, but it don't have the high fructose corn syrup. It has natural sugar. I don't know if you ever tried that before.
I don't like the any colas, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, or Thumbs Up. I don't take them because I have a lot of bad reports about the colas. So I don't drink juice, not soda that much. Only once in a while, maybe very rare. If I eat them, something like a Seven Up or Sierra Mist, the uncolas. Suppose we went and have pizza with the kids. I may permit myself one slice, right? Then I like to combine that with a small bottle of soda. That also uncolas. See, the nitric acid that they use for the cola coloration, that's not good for us.
There's this place called Signature Indian. I've done so many deliveries for that place. And there's a place called Bawarchi, and then there's some other places that are done. But like, Signature India has like this big old thing. It's like a window, and they have all kind of pastries. Do you have like a favorite kind of cake? It's like, I guess it's like an Indian dessert, but do you have a favorite one that you like more than any other kind?
I used to like what's called jangri. It's like it looks like a 12, very nice orange color, and it is very, very nice. Most of the Indian sweets are high in sugar, you know, very high in sugar. So you don't want to eat too much. You can permit a little bit, and maybe one a day, that will be okay. But these people eat a lot, you know, and that's not good.
It's like three layer cakes, and it's like they got little slices of them.
Yeah. I mean, they eat a lot, like American patients here, they eat buckets of ice cream at night time, like that. Indians, I saw them eating, they eat very late after midnight or so. And then they eat all these big chunks of sweets. And no wonder they become diabetic, very easily.
Yeah.
Say my state where I come from, they eat mostly rice, right? And that became the capital of diabetes in India.
Do you like white rice or fried rice or brown rice or
Yeah, brown rice.
wild rice?
Brown rice. We like. We used to eat white rice, but then we cut it down. Now we switched it to brown rice a few years ago. And you see, I don't permit myself too much of rice. Well, a little bit of rice, and more curries. You see, and then you have the
Yeah.
feeling that you ate what you really used to, but don't overdo on the quantity. Not too many calories.
You put
See,
stuff on it. I know some people like to put sweet and sour. They put soy sauce or something.
yeah,
You see the flame?
those are actually imports from China. China use,
Yeah.
but then that uh, the sauce has a lot of salt on it. That's not good for the people who have high blood pressure and salt sensitivity. Not everybody is salt sensitive. Only 15% are salt sensitive, and especially those people should not take too much of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the taste, once in a while is okay. Anything if you do overdo and then you become like a habit or addiction, that's when you come into trouble with the diet. You see, like I told you, the different energies that we have, we got to know about that and then select our diets and eating patterns and eating habits like that. That's a much better way of enjoying the food, but also not really be victim of that addiction of the food.
I'll tell you what, they got this Minerva buffet
Uh,
on Saturday and Sunday, and it's better than any of the other American buffets, so far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
And then they got like this other buffet. It's called Cafe Everest,
Uh-huh.
and they have Indian food, they have Korean, and they have something else, Nepali. They got three kinds of food. It looks like a lot of it's from India or Indian descent or something, but all of those buffets are really, really good. I feel really good when I eat that food.
Yeah. See, when I go for the conferences out of town, sometimes we have to eat outside, right? So what we do is we look for the Indian restaurant. Most of the Indian restaurants in major, obviously, I go to a good one. I don't go to any small ones. Um, but then those restaurants have this combination of foods, Indian, Chinese, Indian, Pakistani, Indian, Nepali, like that, that is, they provide many buffets. Americans like that very much. Sometimes I take it just to mingle with them and then educate them which one has to be eaten with which combination and all that. They love that when I tell them eat this, to mix it like this and then eat it. Then they really enjoy the real taste behind it.
I really wish that I ate at that place because it's really good. I mean, they have the buffet there, all you can eat.
Many people told me that even Steve Jobs, when he was in India, he used to go to this Hare Rama Hare Krishna temple canteen, and they used to give him big meal for 15 rupees. It was very cheap at the time, but then that's the money only he had at the time. So he used to wait for 2 weeks to go to that restaurant and eat there. you know, this is a biography.
You know what? Since you mentioned Steve Jobs, did you know there was a book about yoga or something? No, he didn't write it, but he read it.
Yeah.
He said he always had that book with him, and it was about
No,
yoga.
it's about autobiography of a yogi. The title of the book is Autobiography of a Yogi. Swami, he's a good guy. He wrote that book to help people to understand what is Kriya Yoga. Even Steve Jobs understood. He said the final manifestation is to really understand yourself and all that. He understood that.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that though.
Yeah,
it's cool that
Yeah, I know Steve Jobs. What happened to him and all that in India and here. I like Apple products. I like my Mac. I like my iPad. I like my iPhone. My Apple Watch. Everything. I have the Windows system at the office, but at home this is all my Apple ecosystem I have. Well, anyway, nice talking with you, Ronald. And anybody else has any comments or questions, you can come up and talk to me. Tell me your experiences of hydrated foods. How do you pay attention to the need of the hydration on our foods? Do you pay? Are you aware of it? Are you, do you want any suggestions or uh, any doubts? I'll be happy to answer in the next few minutes before I go. So this series is going to continue on because when I talk profound matters, many people may not be interested. But then my aim is to promote proactive wellness, people taking responsibility for their own wellness, and then can do everything in the four pillars of wellness, which are your nutrition, your exercise, and your sleep, and also your calming the mind. These are the four pillars. I always build them. I have courses called enhancing the human being. The human part is where you pay attention to the body and the mind. The being is something, your own true self, and that's more spiritual, not religious but more spiritual. People may not enjoy that if you are stuck in your mind, you know but anyway, according to their they can pursue whichever level they want, but my job is to help them to from where they are to where they want to go. So I kind of watered down these wellness tips so that people can really introduce to what is a good thing about ancient wisdom, what's a good thing about the modern medicine, how can we get the best of both. That's what I'm trying to share here. Okay. Thank you all for joining me, and hopefully, I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I'll come up with another tip, and we are altogether 60 we have to do. Today is the 18th, so we still have a lot to go, and I have a lot to introduce you. One thing I'm talking this afternoon was how can you promote digital kindness. Don't turn everything into business or transactional, but try to give some positivity, something like empathetic, and really understand people, and then make them feel elevated in their confusion if they have confusion in their mind, or if they have deep desire to find deeper truths of life. But lately, what is happening on the in general, social media in general, people are nasty to each other, argumentative, or sticking to their own silly little ideas and all that, right? Then people are fighting, or people are arguing, people are feeling bad about things, and people are encouraging other people to commit suicide. For example, teenagers were there. Congress held an investigation on the Facebook and Google. All these people are called, right, the major social platforms, and they were told you have blood on your hands. That is really true if you really go and face the truths. A lot of social media, what is doing is harming the attention for the youngsters and the young people, and it is promoting a lot of violence to self and others, and it is really destroying people's relationships too. But it has a communication, it has got really spreading the knowledge, all those good things are there. But even if you go deeper into the knowledge, many people are not receptive to take that. I don't see any encouragement for that kind of thing even in this app. But we try our way with the best we can do, and hopefully you're getting something when I'm talking. Let me know if I can improve that anyway, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.